Verma, Director, CEO, Metaverse 911. Or should I call 911? Okay, Metaverse 911, pretty interesting. So we will have Mr. Rohit Verma as our moderator, and we are very, very excited to have our fireside chat on the topic patient-centric blockchain solutions enhancing healthcare delivery. So ladies and gentlemen, finally something good in the world of healthcare, and we are really, really excited for this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I was kind of scared that there will be few of us. You can go to our website and look at us. I think the main hero in this discussion is Dr. Amit Raj. So let me ask one or two questions. How many of you are from Rajkot? Okay. All right. How many of you are Ahmedabad? Awesome. So Rajkot is just 4 hours from here, I guess. How many of you have invested in crypto so far? How many of you think healthcare is the most important use case for blockchain and crypto? All right, there we go. So I'll tell you a little bit about Dr. Amit. So he's not one among us. He's not a guy who is doing technology. He's doctor because he's a cardiologist. Out of 24 hours, he spends almost 15 to 18 hours in the hospital, and probably some part of it in the operating room wherein he is conducting operations. So my first question, Dr. Amit, is to understand what's been your journey so far. I mean, coming from hospital, managing hospitals, patients, into this field of blockchain. What is so interesting that you wanted to see here?
It's a lovely question. Well, just to give you a small background, I'm a cardiologist, entrepreneur. You can say I built hospitals and kind of exited. Cardiac is something which I really, love it as a profession. I started cardiology not because I wanted to start cardiology. I was a critical care specialist. Long back, I kind of lost my brother in a heart attack. I mean, that's where the entire journey of cardiology really kicked in my mind. I mean, I lost my brother in a small village in rural Uttar Pradesh. And it was a very saddening. I mean, I'm sure somebody loses someone elder to you at a younger age, the entire family is affected. So so that's why I thought, let's become a cardiac doctor. Yeah, enough. So, I pursued studying cardiology. Even after as I did my practice, started hospitals, and that entrepreneur kicking was always there. So wanted to start multiple hospitals. So Rajkot was my first venture in Gujarat. And I should say Rajkot is really, Rangila Rajkot, I must say. So, it has given me all the love and care, and especially being in Gujarat, I was in all other cities, states of India as well, where Plexus was there. So coming back, the sadness, the grief was always there. I lost my brother, cardiology, I've done a weeks of work. So in a conference where a friend of mine from US, I can name him, he's Mr. Amar Jamadiyar, he's a techie coder, I don't know. So we just met, I was in the audience, and he was presenting a beautiful medtech solution for rural population. So, and there was an AI startup as well, both of them were debating, and then, I was confronting them as a audience on question answers, and they were like, Doc, you've been talking real, governance part. So that's where, the real journey of digital kicked into me. So, post the conference, we all sat down, An hour of discussion, there you go. A pilot was signed up. How we can really use digital approach in impacting many lives. So friends, I mean, I could tell you this as a doctor, we use a lot of tech in our, medical intervention, especially in the cath lab, in the critical care. But these medical devices which are there, which all, somewhere in the technology is always been connected. So the connected word really strikes us. So how can we connect, something, which can impact? So that's why, we went back to the drawing board and said, how we can start a clinic, a digital heart clinic in a village. I mean, where the availability of a doctor can be, made available using telemedicine cloud solutions. A medtech device can really help in diagnosing a problem. That's why I lost my brother, because, there was no medical device to diagnose a heart attack. And simply, the doctor used to just give a, blindfold injection, take a gas and wait. But what happens next? After a couple of hours, this problem went on. So the connected care, there was a missing link over there. Availability of doctor, a good doctor. So these were the missing links to, to be joined using digital, approach. And then we started with about 10 villages in Bihar and about 10 villages in Chhattisgarh. I mean, in the Naxalite area. I traveled down to the Naxalite areas. So it was a pretty, scary, but, the impact, friends, I mean, it gave us, wow. I'm consulting a patient sitting in Rajkot for a patient sitting in close to the Nepal border. I mean, I still have his testimonial that, he had a heart flutter. His heart rate was 150, 160 onwards. So he prescribed him certain medicines so that he could reach a medical college close by. The next morning he reached and he said, Doc, they all are surprised. Who gave you this medicine? So hats off to this tech, Rohit. So that tech really, made us, wow. One life saved out of the, problem statement which we all go through. I'm sure most of us would have one or two members of their family living in a village or a, remotest part. So that gave this power, this energy to us. So why not 10 villages? Why not 20 more? So we got support from the government. I mean, in the morning, our chief guest, Mr. Amit sir, did mention this, that Startup India, Invest India, programs. Our company is registered, and I should say, friends, I mean, I got a support from the government, monetary support, and as well as appreciation. And we returned that, whatever said, funding which we got. Then IIM Kolkata also gave us some incubator fund. And we kind of, did that pilot, and amazing. It was a social impact investing, return on investments, and saving lives. So that's why this tech really kicked me off. And then the tech kida, I mean, I could say, just went down the mind. I mean, what next? What next? What next? So 3 years back, I was in a conference in Bangalore, just went in blockchain. Okay, I don't know what is blockchain. So, someone taught me, I read online, I said, all right, let me, go to the real world and see what blockchain and how blockchain can help people. At that time, blockchain was just a story. It was just on papers about 3-4 years back. I mean, no use cases. So that's how, the hunger for, improving these village level using technology really kicked in. And now, I have a roadmap for the next 3 years, how disruptive this tech can really bring into lives. And tomorrow I see, I get goosebumps when I, tell you the use case in Rajkot, in our hospital. But people really appreciate, Doc, what have you created? So, that feedback is really, heartwarming, friends. I'm sure this will completely be an amazing disruptive tool.
Right, so Dr. Saab has done quite a bit of work. He's launched a Metaverse Experience Center at Rajkot in the hospital. And from his vision perspective, before I come to the blockchain story, very interesting one. From a vision perspective, please spread the word. If there are partnership companies who want to partner with Plexus to take the technology of healthcare into various hospitals, or you have some idea you want to test it out, do clinical testing, etc., so please do reach out to Dr. Saab. So during conversation, he asked me that, did you get COVID? I said yes. Once I got that. Did you have Dolo? Dolo was very popular, and it was almost such a situation that it was difficult to get Dolo in the pharmacies, and people used to buy in black. I said, do you know that it was a real Dolo? So I'll hand it over to him to tell you the real story of how blockchain can come in to sort of deal with counterfeit medicine. It's not a problem that we have come across recently. It's been many decades and years. It is said through market research that almost 40% of the medicines that we buy, and this is just a number that is estimate, I think could be larger, 40% is counterfeit. So all the medicine that B and C class cities are consuming could probably be. So Dr. Sir, why don't you tell us about the challenges in implementing this, and what use case you see of blockchain in counterfeit, dealing with counterfeit of medicine, dealing with skill sets of doctors. So,
well, the first thing I'll just appraise you all about the Metaverse Center. This Metaverse Center, I'm sure most of you, I'm sure all know about Metaverse. So we just created a content, put it on a VR set, and gave it to a patient. Amazing result. When I was at Harvard for my, education in the Harvard Business School, where a beautiful topic of creating value in healthcare was something which was very fascinating. So how digital ecosystem can be created to deliver a larger value. So today, COVID, pre-COVID, post-COVID, all must have gone through some kind of a weird experience with the hospital, with the doctors. So I'm sure there must be some, percentage of lackness of trust, lackness of, believing a hospital, believing a doctor. What is this doctor telling? Is he here to make money? Is he here to, fees? I've been getting these, phrases quite often whenever we travel across. So that Harvard really, this I'm talking about is 2017. I said, wow, when those guys getting value, why not we bring in value into our system post-COVID? And technology is one way. When I started a small clinic in a Chopra, in a small village in rural Rajkot, a value was created. And now how we can enhance further building the trust, then here comes the metaverse. So knowing about a hospital, knowing about themselves, knowing about the doctor and the procedure and the disease is a larger value which I emphasize, which will be disrupted. When a patient says, Doc, मजा आ गया sir, ये क्या आपने मुझे दिया? I love you, thank you. मेरे में जो apprehension था, जो doubts थे, ये सब metaverse ने मुझे निकाल दिया. Amazing feedback. Well, then how do we further enhance the value? Well, this tech, we've been talking about Web 2, Web 3, blockchain. I'm learning, I'm still learning. Well, I feel, one of my take-home messages for this, blockchain is trust building and enhancing. Tomorrow example, when you being a patient, I tell you, Rohit bhai, kindly, this is the medicine prescription, and kindly validate my prescription with the applications which you are using it, or this other application which is so the further simple Doro 650 can be further validated where it has been manufactured. Earlier, I think Kamlesh did mention about a pilot project on supply chain, on agriculture. Why can't it be adopted, put in healthcare? I'm sure you all would be loving if I tell you, yes, this medicine is manufactured from this company, the logistic, channel partners, it comes to me and my name is there as a prescription, as a doctor. Don't you think, this is the most transparent thing which you all love to get it informed? I'm sure most of you are. So bringing in more value, technology is bringing in value. So today, tomorrow, this blockchain is going to bring in larger value in healthcare. So combining technology, combining a tech which is upcoming now in a Web3 model and development of blockchain, this is going to be disruptive. So not even medicines. I mean, not to name the counterfeit percentage. Well, I mean, the government is really, working very hard, and hats off. The percentage which you mentioned can be sketchy, but still, again, I mean, my question is, what if I tell you that this medicine, this stent, the implant is genuine? This is the method in which blockchain is giving that conviction that yes, this is the real thing. What doctor talks, what the patient pays for is in a format which cannot be changed, amended, which is made eternal with the blockchain tech. And I'm sure this is going to be disruptive. Apart from the counterfeit, we've been laying our footprints on the runway to adopt blockchain is probably on insurance, on identity, confirmation. I mean, we've been hearing stories that a patient has expired long back and the surgery has been done. So all these can be, can be adding on to the real-time insurance actuaries which the payment gateways of the government or the insurance can be helpful to. So blockchain is going to really help it. So these are the commonest use cases which I feel, which Plexus Medcare is going to adopt. I mean, we've started with metaverse, and then we're going to start with the pharma. But as you mentioned about challenges, well, I'm not here to discuss other challenges because challenges are nothing but problems. But problems are going to be addressed slowly as we showcase the value which blockchain creates. So by default, the problems can be can be reduced or can be made available to people to look at.
No, absolutely. So my sense is that this is a message to the entire industry because we come across lots of projects, RWA, gaming apps going crypto. They want to raise capital. Various kinds of intents we see in the market. Seldom we see something as real as a hospital or healthcare. It's a serious subject. Okay. So my message to the entire industry sitting out here or outside is that let us come together and look at Plexus Foundation, the foundation which is leading the Web3 technologies adoption in the healthcare side. And my question to you, Dr. Amit, is that how do you see Plexus Foundation participating in the healthcare industry from the point of view that you're going to build IP, some of the blockchain developers, some of these companies will come and partner with you, but how do you take this and make this a mainstream set of technologies for the entire healthcare in India, and perhaps look at taking this to the underserved?
Yeah. Rohit, in my earlier, I have a mission. I'm here to showcase. I want to present a paper in Harvard, in the European Society of Cardiology (ACC), where the Gujarat model which I'm have created and I'm going to create with the use cases and the results. A digital dome in healthcare is going to be I'm proud that in near future, few months, a digital dome in healthcare will be created. And as the topic itself is very interesting, you being a patient example, I'm going to empower you with all the trust and all the confidence that yes, as a doctor we practice legit medical practices, and these are the supportings to it, and technology is helping you. So a use case model has already been set up. Now scaling it up with this digital approach, using metaverse, using blockchain chain technology, using combining the physical and the digital healthcare in a phygital format, creating a dome of healthcare with multiple heart hospitals and multiple rural clinics, cloud medicine based solutions which we are coming out with, and backed with blockchain tech to empower the patient about himself and the medicines which he's been using and the consumables he's been using. and the impact story. So far, God is kind. I've been working very hard. So I see that as a game changer where a single district can be made into a digital health dome. And with the scale of economics, why not one district, why not 10, why not entire state, why not the country? So, I'm fortunate that, the government has really helped me out. And with forums like Gujarat blockchain, there are multiple forums where I had attended where, I made good amount of friends in this. I came in as a doctor, people like, doc, what are you here? This is not a place for you. I said, yes, this is not, but I'm learning. So I made good amount of friends. Many friends over here. Earlier, and on LinkedIn, people have been, conversing about my mission. And I should thank your company. Rahul Sethi is a pioneer, is a stalwart, is a influencer, one of the meta guy. So you being a leader by yourself in kind of mentoring the ecosystem. So with this approach, as a doctor, I cannot do everything alone. In earlier one of my articles in Indian Express where I had mentioned disruptive collaboration. Let's be together. You being a Delhi, I need you, you need me. Let's create an ecosystem for the people. And the impact is going to be shared. Blessing needs to be shared. So that shared ecosystem is a game changer. And I'm proud that people who have been associated with me, I take that as an opportunity to thank them as well. And let us see what next. With my use case results, I would be in front of you all with an amazing testimonials.
I just got a hint that we are kind of exceeded, but yeah, just touching upon the use case, and thank you, Dr. Saab, for giving us opportunity to be associated with Plexus Foundation. And it's not about the money that it's not about business. It's about the life goal. So as an individual, I think we've all seen in our families, people suffering due to lack of health care and all that. With the metaverse solutions, like for instance, I was talking to someone in Europe and he said, it takes me about 6 months to get an appointment with a doctor. So using the Plexus Foundation tokenization, we are passing on a utility to every token buyer that he can meet a doctor in real time in the metaverse environment of Plexus Foundation. And that will really solve the problem. If you don't need a doctor to be meeting you physically, you just will be told on the in the metaverse, and therefore you will save time, effort. So those kind of use cases are around in metaverse, and I think Dr. Saab, if you want, you can elaborate on that. On blockchain, I mentioned, so and I've also said that Rajkot Plexus Hospital has a metaverse experience center. Anybody who wants to participate in any form, please do drop it there. So that's it from us. Dr. Saab, any final comments?
I'd love to take offline discussions. Together time, yes. Please, I'm welcome for all suggestions.
All right, thank you so much.
And I again vouch, yes, blockchain is a disruptive tool. We need to only wait and watch how much value it will create in healthcare. Healthcare perspective, I see a huge runway, and with the results of the initial results, this is going to be a game changer application. This is just a matter of time. How we adopt to it. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
May I now request Omika Dubey to kindly come up on stage and grace our dignitaries with our token of appreciation. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. These are the men who are revolutionizing the medical industry, the medical sector, ladies and gentlemen, and bringing to us a ray of hope for our future generations. Thank you so much for your gracious presence and for making this session so. Can you fill in the blanks? So.